Welcome to the Inside Syracuse Basketball Podcast. I'm Mike Waters. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by Jimmy Beiheim, who just last week announced that he would transfer from Cornell to Syracuse. I talked with Jimmy about deciding to play for his father and alongside his brother Buddy. Who were his favorite Syracuse players growing up? And what does he expect his role to be on next year's team? Well, welcome back to the Inside Syracuse Basketball Podcast, and we have a great guest joining us today. Actually, the newest member of the Syracuse University basketball program, a young man named Jimmy Beiheim. Now, that's kind of a tricky last name, Jimmy. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it. You got it right. Some people say Boeheim. I don't know. Go with whatever you want.
I don't think you have to worry about having anybody mispronounce it. It's fairly well known up here.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Last Friday, of course, you announced that you will transfer from Cornell to Syracuse. Now, let's be clear. It's not a transfer. You're graduating from Cornell, right? You're gonna have your degree within a month.
Yep. Looking forward to getting that degree, and then it'll be a grad transfer.
And then coming into Syracuse, and as it stands right now, you'll have 1 year of eligibility.
Yep.
I was wondering, when you made your decision that you were going to indeed come to Syracuse, who was the first person you let in on that? Who was the first person you told?
You mean aside from the family and stuff, or
no, even within the family? Who was the first person?
I mean, probably my mom and my dad at the same time. Just having the conversation together. So yeah, I'd say both of them at the same time.
Was this a conversation sort of like, everyone sitting around the kitchen table and like, okay, we need to sit down, we need a decision here soon, and let's go over the pros and cons? Or was it just in the middle of breakfast?
No, I mean, it was kind of a gradual over time type of thing. Obviously knew it was a possibility. I made it pretty clear that, I was going to come if the situation was right. Like probably, I don't know, a few weeks ago, whatever it was. So, as, the madness of the transfer portal started unfolding, it was pretty much known before I even really had to say it for sure. So it was really pretty casual, kind of wasn't a surprise to either of them. But, when it was, time to make it official, it was still very exciting. A lot of emotion, stuff like that.
Was there a celebration?
No, nothing.
Last Friday or anytime?
Nothing crazy. I mean, I've been in Ithaca at school the last probably a couple weeks ago. I came back. So, nothing crazy, just talking on the phone, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So you said you're in Ithaca, and actually you're in your apartment or whatever down in Ithaca?
Yeah, better. I live with some of my other teammates in a house here in Ithaca.
And there's a Syracuse banner though on the wall.
Yeah.
How are they? Are they okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's been up since my sophomore year. They know I'm still a Syracuse fan. I've been a Syracuse fan every game of the year, watching every game. All my teammates have become Syracuse fans too. We watch all the games together. A lot of them have gotten to know Buddy pretty well. We've always been cheering them on every game except one, of course, when we come to the Carrier Dome. But other than that, these last 3 years, I've still been as big of a Syracuse fan as I was when I was 12 years old growing up. So yeah, that's why that's up there. It's also just, my hometown too, home city. I love Syracuse for more than just SU basketball. Just everything that it is. So it's kind of got that intertwined with it too.
I was wondering, as you were contemplating, coming to Syracuse, did you talk to Buddy about his experiences of being the coach's son, and what's it like being coached by your dad? Is it something you want to do? And also just the whole dynamic of, being the coach's son in a community like Syracuse, and, you're going to have, people on message boards and callers to radio stations saying he shouldn't play, he's the coach's son, blah, blah, blah. Did you go over some of this stuff with your kid brother?
Yeah, we definitely talked about it a little bit. I've seen a lot of it firsthand too, from just seeing what people have said about him throughout the years and, stuff like that. So, we talked about it briefly, but at the end of the day, I mean, everyone's got people that are going to say negative stuff about him. I mean, LeBron has people that says, that hate on him, so I mean, of course I'm going to get some, but he's obviously gotten some throughout the year. I think he's probably got less now after his last little run there.
A little
But
bit.
what was that? Sorry.
I said a little bit less. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit less. But at the end of the day, um, Syracuse has the best fan base in the country, I believe. And while there may be a couple people here and there, saying stuff like that, I know 99% is still backing me and supporting. Um, and at the end of the day, it's a small price to pay for getting to come home and play. And I believe in myself. I believe in the work I put in. And then the day, my teammates will believe in the coaches, and that's what really matters. And I'm just going to go out there and do everything I can every day to make us a better team and win a lot of games.
What about being coached by your dad? That part of the dynamic.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited about that too. I've talked to Buddy about it. Obviously, he's loved it, and I think my dad and I we're pretty mature. I think we can, keep on what's on the court and separate the two. But I'm really excited for it. Getting a more direct approach. Obviously, I've heard from him after every game, and in the summers working out and stuff like that, him telling me what I need to get better on and stuff like that. But I'm ready for a more direct approach. I think, he understands my game, obviously, as well, or better than anyone. So, I'm just excited to get there and be coached by him. And, obviously the other assistant coaches who, I've developed great relationships with as well.
It's funny. A lot of folks, I was thinking, if their fathers coach them, it was in T-ball or little league or, bitty basketball, maybe middle school or something. Did your dad ever coach you or Buddy in anything?
He
Because I know
never
he's so busy
Yeah,
coaching a basketball team.
right, right. Yeah, he never coached me.
Yeah.
Never directly. Yeah, it was always just the other stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it.
Who are your favorite players growing up?
I mean, I'm a huge LeBron guy. I love watching LeBron. Love LeBron. I really like Steph Curry. Appreciate him and the way he's changed the game. And, I mean, just how can you not love watching him? I mean, the stuff he does on a nightly basis is crazy. Kevin Durant, the way he scores, and obviously Melo. Love watching Melo from a pro perspective. Do you want college perspective too, or
Well, that'll be part two to the question.
part two of
Yes.
the
What
question?
about
Yeah, yeah.
college or SU?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Carmelo works both ways. But aside from just him, I mean, obviously GMAC was one always that I love watching. Michael Carter Williams was one. With his run, he was unbelievable. I mean, I can go on and on. Trevor Cooney, Andy Routins, two great players. Andy being from Syracuse too. I mean, it's hard to just pick a few, really. I mean, there's so many of them throughout the years that I've loved watching. Raheem Christmas, the way he played inside, especially his senior year, really sticks out to me. But I mean, I got love for all the guys before. There's so many of them.
So when you come to Syracuse, are you the new guy or are you the old guy?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, I know a lot of the guys just from being around in the summers and stuff like that. Um, but we got a lot of new guys coming in, so I guess we're all coming in new together. Um, I guess me being a little older and having a little more experience, we'll see how it goes. I guess it'll be interesting for sure. I mean, because me and Buddy will both be seniors technically. Him being there for his fourth year now, but me still being the older brother, it'll be interesting. But he's been there, and I'm gonna listen to him, especially in the beginning and what he has to say. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be cool. I'm excited for it.
I don't know if you remember, but in Buddy's freshman year, early in the season, there was a game down at the Garden, and we noticed that the name on the back of the jersey was misspelled.
Yeah, I remember that.
You do. I was going to ask you, do you think they'll get your name right? But did you give your brother any crap over that one?
That was funny. I think we just laughed about it. That was in the Garden. Was that, or it was Oregon or one of those games.
It was the game before they played Connecticut the first night.
Yeah, that's right. They played UConn.
I think it was the Connecticut game because it was
Yeah, I think
all year
you're right.
they wore the road uniforms.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we just laughed about it. That was funny. I mean, it was really funny.
I mean, of all names to get wrong, right?
I know that's it's funny stuff. I wonder where that jersey is.
Oh, if your brother doesn't still have it.
I'd hope he does. I mean, that's a great memory. It's a funny one. It's like a good
Um,
auction item for the gal one of these years.
oh man, that would be great. And the gala's coming up on Saturday. We'll give it a little plug
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Let's see
there
if
you
we can
go.
get a misspelled Beiheim jersey.
There you go.
Are you looking forward to that? I mean, I know you had your name on the back of the jersey at Cornell, but your name on the back of a jersey that says Syracuse on the front. I mean, have you even thought about how special that's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, it really is just surreal. I mean, just going back to Friday and, I remember, clicking posts and it being out there, like I was almost like shaking. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, because like I've said, I mean, it was never really in the plan to come back to Syracuse. I was just going to finish things out here, but given what happened last year and just the circumstances, it just it kind of fell into place. So I mean, yeah, just the thought of my name on the back of a Syracuse jersey is crazy and something I'm really excited to about. Seeing my name on a locker in Mellow and in the Carrier Dome. I mean, it's really crazy stuff that I could have never really imagined would happen. But I mean, I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I really just can't wait to get to work.
Does it make up for the disappointment over what happened this past season with your schedule, the season at Cornell, the Ivy League shutting everything down? Because I know that had to just be terribly disappointing, especially since it was your senior year.
Yeah, it'll always stick with me a little bit. I'll be a little disappointed. I think I had some unfinished business here at Cornell and me and my teammates, and I was really looking forward to this year. I feel like we've been kind of building towards something, and it'll always sting a little bit to not get that last year with my teammates here. But like you said, it is bittersweet. I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure when I put that jersey on for first game, next year, it'll be all those feelings will kind of go away for the time. And I'll just really enjoy next year. So yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world that I didn't get to play this year, but yeah, just really looking forward to next year.
What do you envision your
I guess it
role?
makes me appreciate it that much more as well. It's given me more of an appreciation for the opportunity to get to go out there and play Division I basketball.
Cool. What do you envision your role being on next year's team?
Yeah. I mean, I think I can do a little bit of everything wherever they really need me. I think I'm pretty versatile playing inside, playing outside, playing the high post, low post. Being a little bit of a passer, playmaker, getting into the lane, shooting, whatever it is they need, really. I think I'm pretty versatile. I'm excited to see exactly, the spots I go in and, they plug me in next year, but I'm ready for whatever it is.
Now, your first basket you ever made in college for Cornell was at Syracuse. So, like when the game starts in the opener next year, should we see you just naturally float over in front of the SU bench and wait for the shot?
I guess that's my spot right now in the Carrier Dome. I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy how full circle it's all gone. I mean, when you think about it, I mean that shot's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. Just pretty crazy moment. I wish I remembered it a little more. I kind of just completely went blank when it happened and didn't really, I guess, realize what actually happened until that first media. But yeah, I guess that'll be my spot I'm looking for in the beginning, in the first couple games.
You might know a guard who could get you the ball, maybe. You grew up with him. Uh, who was the bigger fan, Syracuse fan, growing up? You or Buddy?
I think it's hard to distinguish. I mean, it
Okay.
was both of our whole lives, whole childhoods. We took different approaches to it. If Syracuse lost, Buddy went in the other room crying, screaming, crying, and I was the type to like punch a wall, yell, like stuff like that. We kind of not punch a wall, but that was just a
Yeah.
exaggeration. Yell and scream, and I wouldn't necessarily break down to tears most of the time, but that was kind of Buddy's reaction to it. But we were both just so invested. It was everything to us. Say we lost at the Carry Dome, we wouldn't say a word on the way home. We'd be just devastated, waiting for Dad to come home so we could break down the game and figure out what went wrong and stuff like that. So I mean, it's hard to distinguish. We both, I mean, just have loved it our whole lives. So
Earlier this year, your mom told me that this past season, when you were home because you weren't playing at Cornell and classes were virtual, that your dad would come home from home games and you'd watch the games with him. What was that like?
Yeah, it was really fun. I think I learned a lot, and I was glad I was someone that he could come home to and just bounce ideas off of. I could give him some of my insights on what I saw. Obviously I don't really compare to what he and the coaches saw, but you know just what I saw from a player's perspective, I guess. Kind of more of an unbiased source. So I mean, I really enjoyed just sitting there watching the games, talking over what we're wrong, just stuff like that. So I think I learned a lot from all those experiences. Yeah, it was just really something really special.
Was that part of the whole? Did that factor into the? Yeah, I think I might want to play at Syracuse because I'm having a little fun here with Dad, like breaking down film, and we're on the same wavelength a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a contributing factor, but it was just cool to see, how he thought about the game and, how he wanted his teams to play and, like the specific roles and, just me envisioning myself in some of those roles and, stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it was just cool, really cool.
Now, how soon can you, by NCAA rules or whatever, how soon can you like join in on workouts at the Mello Center? Do you either have to graduate from Cornell first, or can you sign a letter of intent and automatically get going? How does that work?
Yeah, I think especially with COVID, it makes it hard. I don't know exactly what the protocols are at the Melo Center, but I think it'll be once summer classes start, I'll be enrolled, which is June, the beginning of June. So I think around then is when I'll officially be able to get into Melo.
Got to be looking forward to that day too, right? Almost all these first days are going to be special this year.
Definitely, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of really special, a lot to take in just 1 year. I'm sure it's gonna fly by. So I'm gonna do my best to take it all in every step of the way.
Who have you heard from since you announced your decision last Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from everyone. I mean, I feel like everyone in my life has reached out. It's been awesome. And not just people I know. It's almost been more special to hear from all the fans that, I don't know. Just going on Twitter, on my Instagram, all these just amazing comments and messages, welcoming me, like, I mean, just being so excited for me to come. I mean, really thanking me for coming. And I'm like, you don't have to thank me. Like, this is a dream. This is awesome. So just hearing from all the fans has really been just as special as hearing from the people even in my life. So yeah, just really really exciting.
You're gonna room with Buddy next year?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We haven't roomed together since we were about, I don't know, probably 12 years. We shared a room until probably 10, 11. We had bunk beds, the whole thing. And then I finally got my own room, moved out. Too much SpongeBob in there for me, I guess. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's a little messy. He's a little messy for me. I tend to keep things little more a little more clean and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll see. Yeah, next fall,
Yeah.
if you're whether you're rooming with Brady or not, then we'll know.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of times if there's a fight in practice, people want to make a big deal of it. I'm guessing next year, if there's a fight in practice between you and Buddy, it's no big deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be same old same. I mean, it'll be different now that we're on the same team, I guess. We're always competing against each other, but I
Oh, I
think
can't wait.
any good team has those little disagreements now and then. It's just the competitive nature of the team, and you walk off and you're still together and stuff like that. So, I'm sure there'll be some. I don't know. We'll see it. It's all out of love, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited to play alongside him again. It's been since I was a senior at JD. He was a sophomore, and just
Wow.
seeing how far his game's come since then, I'm really excited to play alongside him now.
Well, that's a good place to end it on, Jimmy. I know you're excited. I know a lot of Syracuse fans are excited to see you and your brother play for Syracuse next year, coached by your dad. Congratulations on your decision. I do think it's a nice special way to cap a career, especially given the way this past season wasn't able to be played at Cornell because of the Ivy League. So congratulations and thanks for joining me here on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.